Hey, welcome to my guitar channel. My name is Jeffro, and today we are going to work on an A minor blues progression. And we're going to do it a little different than most blues progressions. Instead of playing over an A minor scale or A pentatonic scale, what we're going to do is we're going to use a different scale for each of the chord progressions. So we're going to be playing over a 1-4-5 progression, and each chord will have a scale of its own. And we're going to do another little trick where we're going to turn the A minor into a dominant A major and use that to modulate to the D minor. And I'm going to show you how to do that using a melodic minor scale. And we'll be using a melodic minor scale over the regular dominant 5 chord, which will be E. So let's get started. Okay, so what we did there was A minor blues progression. Um, and what we did, we started off in A minor and we used the A minor scale to go over A minor. Now, before we went to D minor, which is the 4 minor 4 of A minor, what we did was we turned the A minor root into the 5 dominant of D minor. So we turned that into a major 7 chord. And the scale we played over that was an A alt scale. Now, if you try to play an A alt scale, like from the root of A, it's kind of awkward on the fretboard. So what I did was I used A sharp B flat melodic minor, and the melodic minor is the same notes as the A alt scale. It's just laid out on the fretboard easier. So you're not like a crippled spider trying to play these. The notes are just laid out a lot easier. So what that did is it turned the D minor into the new root, and so over the D minor, what we played was D Dorian, and D Dorian is the exact same notes as A minor scale, but it's just laid out a lot easier to play over the D chord, where you can hit the arpeggios a lot easier. And then what we did from the D minor is we went back to A minor, direct modulation back to the original one, which is A minor. And then for the 5 chord, we went to E7. And what I played over the E7 was a E altered scale, but I did it using F melodic minor, which are the same notes as E altered. And once again, it just facilitates the notes a lot easier around the chord. And then we ended with A minor again. It's ended the progression. And the way to look at using the melodic minor as a substitute for the alt scale is, let's say you're in the key of A and you go to the 5 chord, which is E. What you would do is go up a half step, and that is F melodic, and play F melodic minor, and that is the same thing as the E alt scale, and that goes with anything. If A was your 5, you would play A sharp melodic minor, and that would give you the alt scale. So just think a half step up melodic minor scale, and that will be the same notes as the altered scale in that 5 chord. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to play the progression back, and I'm going to call out the scales as the chords change, so you get an idea of what scale I'm using over which chord change. So here we go. We're starting off in A natural minor, using natural minor and A pentatonic. Now we're using A as a dominant, using A altered scale. Now we're in D minor, using D Dorian. Now go back to A minor, using A natural minor. Now we're at the dominant, using E augmented. Now we're D Dorian. Back to A natural minor, ending with E augmented. Okay, so the first scale we're going to do is the A minor scale, and that fits with the A minor chord progression. And so we're going to do A natural minor, which is going to fit within the blues box at the 5th fret. And the A natural minor sounds like this. And we're going to start this on the 4th string, 7th fret. This is right here. Then we're going to go to 3rd string, 4th fret, 3rd string, 5th fret, 3rd string, 7th fret. Then we're going to go to the 2nd string, 5th fret, 2nd string, 6th fret, 2nd string, 8th fret, and then 1st string, 5th fret, which is A. So what we get is okay. The next scale we're going to use is over when we turn the minor A into a A7 dominant. So we're going from A minor. I'm going to put our middle finger down and make it a major chord, dominant 7. Okay, and what we play over that is we play an A alt scale, but we're going to use a superimposition, and we're going to be using the A sharp melodic minor, which are the same notes as the A alternate scale, and it sounds like this. And the altered scale, what that does is it adds a lot of tension notes that kind of builds up anticipation till you get to the next chord. And so basically you use, these are outside notes that are outside like the regular A7 scale. And what it does is it all resolves when it goes to D minor. So basically what we're doing is we're starting on the 4th string, 8th fret. You can see that. And then we're going to the 3rd string, 5th fret. We're going to the 3rd string, 6th fret. Then we're going to the 3rd string, 8th fret. Then we're going to the 2nd string, 6th fret. Then we're going to the 2nd string, 8th fret. And then we're going to the 1st string, 5th fret. And then we're going to the 1st string, 6th fret. So when we put it together, we have, and then it resolves, they'll result to D. Modulates to the D minor or D minor 7, whatever you want to do. Okay, so now we're at D minor or D minor 7, whatever you want to do. And the scale we're using over D minor is going to be the D Dorian, and we're going to play it up at the 10th fret, blues box 10th fret. For D minor. Okay, and the notes for this will start on the 4th fret. I mean the 4th string on the 12th fret. And then we go to the 3rd string on the 9th fret. Then we go to the 3rd string on the 10th fret. Then we go to the 3rd string on the 12th fret. Then we go to the 2nd string on the 10th fret. Then we go to the 2nd string on the 12th fret. Then we go to the 2nd string on the 13th fret. Then we go to the 1st string on the 10th fret. Then we go to the 1st string on the 12th fret. Then we go to the 1st string on the 13th fret. So the Dorian scale is going to sound like. Okay, and we're going to play that over the D minor. And it sounds like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the A blues box natural minor, and because we're going back to A minor. Okay. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going to the dominant 7th chord, which is the 5th chord of A minor. And we're going to do an alt scale, an E alt scale over the E7, except what we're going to use is the F melodic minor, which is the same notes as the E alt scale. And it's going to be laid out like the A alt scale, except it's going to be on F up on the 5th string, 8th fret. And that's going to start on the 5th string on the 8th fret. Then it's going to go to the 4th string on the 5th fret. And then it's going to go to the 4th string on the 6th fret. Then it's going to go to the 4th string on the 8th fret. Then it's going to go to the 3rd string on the 5th fret. Then we're going to go to the 3rd string on the 7th fret. Then we're going to go to the 2nd string on the 5th fret. And then we're going to go to the 6th fret on the 2nd string. So we get then it resolves to A minor. Hear how that works? An A. So we're building all this tension with all these outside notes on the E7, playing the F melodic minor. Tension, tension, tension. Then release. So it's like building, 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 and and then it just releases. So here's the E7. Here's the F melodic minor. And then tension and release. That's how music breathes. You build this tension. You're inhaling and then you exhale. You're inhaling and then tension and release. That's how music breathes. That's how they say it. So once again, just to review, the first A minor, we have A natural minor. And then we go to the A altered, which is A sharp melodic minor, and that is and then we go to D minor. D minor, we're doing the D Dorian. Back to A natural minor. And then E dominant 7th, which is the 5 of A. We're doing the A alt, which is the same as the F melodic minor. back to A natural minor. And those are the scales for the A minor progression. So let's take a second to talk about the melodic minor scale. The melodic minor scale evolved into jazz as kind of the sound that we refer to as modern jazz. And what it does is it creates a lot of tensions against the chord you're playing against, depending on how you place the scale. And the melodic minor scale is considered the Swiss Army knife of jazz playing. And the great thing about that scale is you can superimpose the scale over different chords, which means you can move the scale around and it'll create different tensions, different dissonances against the chord you're playing over. And we're going to get into that in a later lesson. In this case, what we used the melodic minor for was to play over dominant chords like 5, 7. Let's say your A dominant 7, and the melodic minor scale that we used is actually played a step higher than the chord you're playing over. So if you're, say, as I said, if you are playing an A7 chord, what you would do is you would play an A sharp melodic minor, and that works really well over A7. It just gives it a really cool, jazzy, mysterious sound, and then it resolves well back into the 1. And that's what we did in this video over when we turned the A minor into A major. We used the melodic minor scale over that, and just gives it a really cool outside jazz sound. And when I say outside playing is basically using notes that aren't really part of the family of that key you're playing in. And what it does is it creates all this tension. So when you go back in, what they call inside playing, it creates this release. So you're creating tension with the over the dominant chord with the melodic minor scale, and then you're creating this release by going back into the family of notes from that chord.